Hey, Cowboys Nation! Today we're diving deep into the latest developments surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. And there's plenty to unpack, especially when it comes to injuries and how they are shaping the roster. One of the biggest storylines continues to revolve around the left tackle position. Tyler Gayton has been a key piece of the offensive line throughout the season, but a recent high ankle sprain has put a question mark over his availability for the upcoming games. While head coach Brian Schottenheimer hasn't completely closed the door on his return, the reality is that it will likely take a few weeks before he's fully game ready. Gayton has been moving around in practice, showing signs of progress, but anyone familiar with the recovery timeline for a high ankle sprain knows that even small improvements don't always translate into immediate returns. A minimum of 2 weeks is likely, though 3 to 4 weeks wouldn't be unexpected. Despite a few early season hiccups and penalties that drew attention, Gayton's overall trajectory has been promising. When healthy, he clearly provides stability and reliability for the Cowboys' offensive line, and keeping him on the field consistently is going to be crucial for the team's offensive rhythm moving forward. Stepping into the spotlight while Gayton recovers is Nate Thomas, who has been taking reps at both right and left tackle positions against the Kansas City Chiefs. Thomas displayed a level of comfort and confidence that has been growing throughout the season. His run-blocking skills are still developing compared to veterans like Gayton and Terrence Steele, but the progress he has made is undeniable. He faced challenging matchups against the Chiefs, but the real test is looming against the Detroit Lions, who have been creative with their defensive front, especially in how they deploy Aiden Hutchinson. This could mean Thomas will find himself in more isolated one-on-one situations, and it seems the left tackle spot might be a better fit for him than the right. This offers the Cowboys coaching staff some flexibility as they plan not only for the remainder of this season, but also when thinking about roster construction and offensive line strategy for next year. Fans are now in a position to start forming informed opinions on who could be the starting left tackle going forward. And Thomas is earning his share of consideration with his consistent development and flashes of strong play. Turning to the defensive side, the edge positions have presented their own challenges. Jadeveon Clowney, who had been working back from a prior neck injury, is now dealing with a hamstring issue that has kept him from full participation in practice. His absence raises significant questions ahead of the matchup with the Detroit Lions, as his presence alongside Ezra forms a critical part of the Cowboys' pass rush and run-stopping capability. If Clowney is limited or unavailable, the burden falls on players like Dante Fowler, James Houston, Sam Williams, and Ezra, which could lead to heavier workloads and test the team's depth. Keeping a close eye on Clowney's progress throughout the week will be key for fans trying to gauge the Cowboys' defensive readiness. His hamstring injury represents one of the pivotal storylines leading into the Lions matchup, given Detroit's penchant for establishing the ground game and controlling tempo under coach Dan Campbell. Meanwhile, the running back situation has been evolving as well. Jaden Blue, a young 5th-round pick with a lot of promise, has seen his opportunities limited due to the emergence of Malik Davis and roster additions like Israel Banana. Blue's potential is undeniable, but his immediate impact this season may be restrained as the coaching staff balances his development with the team's immediate needs. Drops and inconsistency have influenced his playing time, while Davis has been making the most of every opportunity, consistently producing meaningful plays and maintaining control of the ball in critical situations. This dynamic shows the competitive nature of the roster, and for Blue, it's a reminder that development is a gradual process. Fans can look forward to his growth in the coming seasons, but for now, his appearances in high-stakes moments may be limited. Off the field, there has been discussion regarding trade possibilities involving Micah Parsons and Quinton Williams. While some public statements suggested a straightforward player-for-player swap, the reality was more nuanced. The Cowboys explored a deal that would have included draft picks in addition to any play or exchange, and the Jets ultimately declined the offer. This situation underscores the complexities of roster management at the highest level, illustrating how teams balance immediate needs with long-term planning and the evaluation of player value. It also offers fans a window into the strategic thinking behind the scenes, showing how the front office maneuvers to improve the team while weighing risk, opportunity, and future potential. Returning to the offensive line, the interplay between Gayton's injury and Thomas' development creates an intriguing dynamic. Gayton has shown flashes of elite play, but has struggled with continuity due to injuries. while Thomas is steadily gaining experience and showing promise at left tackle. This provides the coaching staff with options when planning game day lineups, and allows them to strategically shuffle personnel depending on matchups or health. The upcoming contest against the Detroit Lions will serve as a test not only of individual players' physical readiness, but also of the team's ability to make effective strategic decisions in the moment. Balancing health, talent, and performance consistency has been a recurring theme for the Cowboys this season, and it continues to influence their approach to every game. Looking at performance metrics, Thomas' numbers at left tackle versus right tackle reveal where his strengths lie. While he may have struggled slightly on the right side, his play on the left has been solid and suggests he can be a dependable starter if the team leverages him in the position where he excels. This kind of strategic alignment is crucial, particularly as the Cowboys think about maximizing offensive line efficiency and protecting the quarterback while opening running lanes. The offensive line remains a focal point for the team's performance, and even incremental improvements can have significant ripple effects on overall offensive output. With Gayton on the mend and Thomas developing into a reliable option, the Cowboys' offensive front is navigating a delicate but promising stage of growth at the same time. Clowney's hamstring injury highlights the broader challenge of maintaining defensive stability when key players are sidelined. The edge rusher rotation is critical for both run defense and pass pressure, and any absence can force adjustments in game plans. Fowler, Houston, and Williams will likely see increased responsibilities if Clowney cannot play, which could lead to heavier workloads and added pressure in high-stakes moments. The team's ability to adapt to these shifts in personnel will be vital, especially against a physical opponent like the Detroit Lions, who excel in ground-based football. Following these injury developments is key for fans to understand how the Cowboys may need to adjust their strategies on a weekly basis. The running back situation also emphasizes how roster competition shapes opportunities and player development. Blue has undeniable talent, but must demonstrate consistency and reliability, whereas Davis has been taking advantage of every touch and making a meaningful impact. This kind of internal competition is critical for both short-term performance and long-term planning, offering the coaching staff valuable insights into which players are ready to contribute immediately and who may need additional development. The lessons learned from how these players perform in games this season will likely influence decision-making in future roster construction and in-game strategy. Defensively, the Cowboys have also been navigating depth challenges. Players like Sam Williams and James Houston have stepped into larger roles due to injuries and absences, demonstrating versatility and resilience. Managing player rotations, especially for positions with heavy physical demand, is a constant concern for the coaching staff. Overworking key defensive contributors can lead to fatigue or increased injury risk, which makes balancing playing time an essential part of maintaining effectiveness throughout the season. The upcoming matchup against the Lions will test both depth and adaptability, as the team faces an aggressive and creative offensive line designed to challenge every level of the defensive front. Nate Thomas' development at left tackle has been particularly noteworthy in this context. His ability to handle pressures, adjust to fast-moving defensive schemes, and maintain focus against high-caliber opponents reflects his growing readiness to take on a permanent starting role. His progress also provides the Cowboys with flexibility in their offensive line strategy, allowing the team to place players where they are most effective, and giving the coaching staff options in both weekly game plans and long-term roster development. Combining Thomas' growth with Gayton's eventual return sets the stage for a more stable and effective offensive front, capable of both protecting the quarterback and establishing a reliable run game. Meanwhile, Clowney's hamstring injury adds an element of unpredictability to the defensive strategy. If he is unable to participate, other edge players will need to absorb additional responsibility, which can affect both pre-snap alignment and real-time adjustments during games. Watching how the coaching staff and players respond to these situations gives insight into team depth, readiness, and the ability to perform under pressure. Every defensive snap takes on heightened significance, and the performances of secondary contributors may become decisive factors in the outcome of high-intensity matchups. The running back competition between Malik Davis and Jaden Blue further illustrates the delicate balance between developing young talent and pursuing immediate results. Davis' consistent play has solidified his place in the rotation, while Blue continues to grow into his potential. The team must balance game-time performance with development, ensuring that young players gain experience without compromising competitive results. This dynamic is a critical aspect of professional football, where the management of roster talent and situational opportunities directly influences both the present season and the long-term trajectory of the franchise. Overall, the Cowboys' strategy shows a clear interconnection between roster management, injury monitoring, and player development. Each decision, from offensive line positioning to edge rusher rotations and running back deployment, reflects careful planning and situational awareness. The interplay between individual performances and overall team strategy is what makes following the Cowboys so compelling. Every player's contribution, whether through steady improvement or standout performance, affects multiple aspects of the roster and game planning, highlighting the importance of depth, adaptability, and preparation in sustaining success at the highest level. On the defensive side, the Cowboys have shown bursts of brilliance, but injuries and roster rotations have put their resilience to the test. Sam Williams and James Houston, for example, have increasingly been asked to fill larger roles, with Jadeveon Clowney dealing with his hamstring issue. Williams has consistently demonstrated the ability to penetrate opposing offensive lines and make plays both in running situations and in the pass rush, while Houston is developing into a versatile presence on the edge. These adjustments are critical because the team must maintain pressure and consistency, but over-reliance on key players could lead to fatigue or even increase injury risk as the season progresses. Managing these rotations effectively has been a constant challenge for the coaching staff, and it becomes especially crucial when facing opponents with a powerful ground game like the Detroit Lions. The Lions' offensive line presents a unique challenge, as their scheme has been aggressive and creative, designed to test defensive fronts. Aidan Hutchinson, in particular, has emerged as a disruptive force on the edge, forcing Dallas tackles into direct one-on-one engagements. Nate Thomas, who has shown steady improvement at left tackle, will likely be central to these matchups, as his performance could directly impact the Cowboys' ability to contain Hutchinson and maintain balance along the line. Detroit also tends to overload one side of the line strategically, requiring the defense to make rapid real-time adjustments. For the Cowboys, success will depend on discipline, communication, and coordination among the defensive line, linebackers, and secondary. Small mistakes in alignment or timing could be magnified against a team with the versatility and athleticism the Lions possess, making every play significant. Before we roll on, subscribe to Cowboys Wire News, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Your support keeps the Dallas Cowboys updates coming. Tell us what you think in the comments. The NFL world is buzzing with whispers after Brian Schottenheimer, known for his candid remarks and deep insight into quarterback dynamics, made a statement that immediately set rumor mills spinning. Let him be happy in the Patriots. The comment, referring to Dak Prescott, has fans and insiders alike speculating about what could be brewing behind the scenes. Schottenheimer, who has a reputation for being straightforward yet cryptic, didn't elaborate, leaving the sports media scrambling to connect the dots. Could this be a subtle nod to a potential move, or just a friendly acknowledgement of Prescott's professional journey? Either way, the phrasing has been enough to ignite conversations across locker rooms, sports talk shows, and social media platforms. Sources suggest that Prescott's name has been quietly circulating in trade discussions for weeks. Though nothing concrete has emerged publicly, the Patriots, always a team under the microscope for strategic shifts, have been linked to numerous high-profile quarterbacks in past seasons. But a connection to Prescott would instantly elevate speculation to a fever pitch. Analysts are dissecting Schottenheimer's words, considering his history of cryptic endorsements and veiled suggestions. Is he signaling that a reunion, or even a future pairing, could be on the horizon? The lack of direct confirmation only fuels the narrative further. Meanwhile, fans are buzzing with scenarios, imagining Prescott in the storied Patriots offense, known for its discipline yet inventive play calling. Social media threads are filled with mock drafts, potential fit analyses, and heated debates about the implications for both Prescott's career and the team's strategy. Sports journalists are citing Schottenheimer's quote as a potential tipping point in an off-season that has been otherwise quiet. On quarterback news, the intrigue is palpable, and every interview or appearance by team executives is now being scrutinized for hints. As always, in the NFL, rumors can be fleeting or prophetic, but with a figure like Brian Schottenheimer making such a pointed comment, one thing is certain: wherever Dak Prescott ends up, the chatter won't die down anytime soon. The league is watching. The fans are watching, and the rumor mills are officially running at full speed. That's a wrap from Cowboys Wire News. For breaking Cowboys updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Tell us your take in the comments.